Hello good people and welcome back. Now if you like the game of chess and you like a well-crafted show on Netflix or any platform of your choice, then you've probably seen the show The Queen's Gambit. And spoiler alert, or rather I don't have to tell you, it's a great show. So, moving forward, if you've watched the previous videos, after Beth Harmon is done schooling local chess club boys during a simul, she gets adopted. She grows up a bit, and now she's aiming for the Kentucky State Championship. Let's see what she's made of. Let's hit it! Welcome to Famous People and Chess, Level Up Edition. So these two games took place during the Kentucky State Championship in the fictional year designated by Netflix. Actually, I only have two snippets for you. These are highly tactical and exemplary chess positions that show how good Beth Harmon can play, at least in the show. And if you're a chess fan, you're like, oh yes, I did see that tactic, or be like, aha. I don't know if those were your real reactions, but anyways, if you do like this content and you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, that'd be truly appreciated. You have my gratitude. Let's get to the first position. I've been hanging on to the idea that the queen is en prise there. It's white to play and win. Beth Harmon plays as white against a Kentucky cannon fodder, Nomianescu. How unfortunate, but that's a stepping stone to greatness. There are people you have to dispose of quickly. In this position, quick position check. There is a monster bishop, solid pawn structure. The king is uncastled for white. I should stop drawing all these. Now, there is one other thing. The pawn here on h7 and the looming weakness there on the dark square diagonal. So even though it looks like our king and the queen are both pinned, or rather the queen is pinned, because of this rook on g1, this game's actually done. Like dinner. Just had to say it. Here, white, Beth Harmon plays the queen sack. Queen takes on g4. And after takes, essentially the game is done with a very nice tactical, a very aesthetic shot. Bishop to e5. And after the queen blocks on f6 in the game, I believe it's GG, or rather in the show it's GG, because, well, the king can't move here. Here, you have to block. Because of this lovely pawn, it's a checkmate. Yeah. So I actually saw this position in the game, and it's not super difficult tactics, but yeah, made me smile. Kind of liked it. On to game 2, or rather position 2. In the next game, game 2, we have Towns, the underrated Towns. That's his name. It's not a town. Ha! Hilarious. Versus Beth Harmon. And I think in the show, Beth develops a bit of a crush towards the Towns fellow, but still manages to crush the guy. Ha! Another one there. Anyways, you're not here for my dad jokes. You're here for the game. This is the position shown in the game where Mr. Towns gets taught a tactical lesson about poison pawns and endgame. You have Towns is white. We play from Beth Harmon's perspective. Towns has 3 pawns and a potentially dangerous passer, but this is actually pretty even. Until, of course, it's Towns' move, and he played rook to h6, which just ends the game completely. And I won't go into that yet. The better idea in this position is to go centralize the king and support this pawn. So, let's go through it just a bit. White to play, king to c3 first, and after king to g7, now supporting this. King to c4, moves up, supports the pawn, takes more territory, and then a rook trade. After that, you don't accept the trade, and what you want is for your knight to dance around the squares and just prevent this pawn from advancing by, say, after that, king to f5, blockading here, check. Notice how the knight is dancing around the squares, protecting, or rather attacking b7 there. So if you try to boot it out, you, yeah, that's what happens, and the game kind of ends in that fashion. And that fashion is a draw, but Towns didn't find this, unfortunately, but fortunately for Beth. And this kind of power disparity happens a lot in any sport. In chess, of course, Magnus turns super grandmasters after 7 hours into cannon fodder because they forget their basics. They're exhausted, but Magnus is just the human stockfish. So in the game, Towns is white, plays rook takes on h6, and Beth Harmon, amazing directing for the movie, by the way, just slowly pushes the king there on g5. Literally pushes it slowly in the show. And here, because that was a poisoned pawn, this whole board, thanks to the power of this knight and its scope and the location of the king, this whole board is a landmine for this rook. It's basically goodbye rook. You can't go to any of these. You can't go here, because guess what? Kaboom! I had to say that. That's all the effects I have for this channel. So this is where you can go. Only where you can go. And even this, in this position, again, because of the scope of that knight. And I'm just going to giant X marks the spot. Here, casually, strolls king to g6. And at this point in the show, I believe, Towns says, you're humiliating my rook. Because, yeah, there's not much space for the rook. Again, you can't go here because of a fork. You cannot go here because of a fork. You cannot go here because of a fork. In the show, after Towns says, you're humiliating my rook, I think Beth Harmon says, you won't have to suffer much longer. That's right. So, in the show, white plays rook to a5, at which point that is the poison he picked with knight to b3. Beth's name gets circled, and the game is over. So how good is the fictional character Beth Harmon in chess? Well, given that nice tactical sequence, pretty good actually. Of course, she was trained by the scriptwriters and camera, but we'll move to game 3 next time against Harry Beltic. Believe that guy was in Harry Potter of some sort. Harry Potter of some sort. You can tell I'm a fan. Anyways, please stick around. Thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next episode of How Good is Beth Harmon at Chess? Peace.